Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's your girl, Dr. Rhonda. I am really super excited to welcome some young ladies that I've had the opportunity to mentor over the last few months. This is Team Bloom, Isis, Mia, and Faith. They are students at Kempsville High School, and they have recently won a pitch contest for their idea Bloom. And I thought it would be super cool to have them come on and talk about their experience with this idea and where they're going to go next. So I'm going to give them an opportunity to first introduce themselves, and then we're going to talk about the idea Bloom. So Isis, why don't you start us off, introduce yourself and tell us where you are in your academics, and then we'll go to Mia and then Faith.
Hi, I'm Isis Anderson. I'm what do you mean by academics? Like, what grades do I make?
Yes.
Okay. I make good grades. I'm currently, in the Kempsville High School Academy, for entrepreneurship and business, and I'm currently taking a lot of AP classes, and I'm going to be taking college classes this summer as well. And I'm
Awesome.
also the CEO of organization of Bloom.
Awesome. Thank you. Mia, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Mia, and I'm the class of 2023. So currently, I am a sophomore now. I have a history of having good grades. I hold a 4.0 GPA currently. I have been nominated as EBA Spotlight, and I've been known for having good academics and stuff. Right now, I'm gonna take TCC classes and dual enrollment also. And let me see.
What's your role in Bloom?
Oh, my role in Bloom is that I'm the CEO of sales and marketing, and also I control our social media platforms.
Awesome. Okay, Miss Faith, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Faye Jenkins. I'm a sophomore in the EBA Academy. And my grades, I have a pretty good history of my grades. I've never failed a class or anything. Next year, I'm taking AP classes and dual enrollment classes. And my role in Bloom is CEO customer service.
Awesome. Very awesome. I'm really excited to have you ladies on simply because you guys have such a great idea. And because I had the honor of working with you over the course of this school year, like the last, I guess, since we came back from Christmas, to talk with you about your idea and to help you kind of work through it and get ready for your pitch. So before we really jump into that whole pitch thing, Faith, why don't you tell us what Bloom is and how you guys kind of came up with that idea?
Bloom is basically a nonprofit organization in summer camp where we offer underserved girls, underserved Black girls, internships, scholarships, mentoring, to get more Black women in STEM because there's only 2% of Black women that are in STEM.
All right.
So, how this idea really came about is like we was like, okay, so what can we do? Because we're all a team of Black girls and we can kind of connect on certain stuff. So I was like, hey, why don't we do like a summer camp program for Black women? And then Mia was like, oh, STEM, Mia's kind of like in the STEM field. So we were like, okay, let's do STEM summer program. And then I was like, well, in underserved areas, it's really not a lot of, academies, things like that. We are in the business academy, but we're in Virginia Beach. And like Norfolk, Portsmouth, Newport News, they don't have that. And all my family in those type of areas are very, very smart, have a lot of potential, and they don't get to let that shine. So we're here to break that mold and let these girls have their have their shot.
Awesome. And I think that is such a great thing because you make a really good point that, in Virginia Beach and in Chesapeake too, I think they have some academies, but there are lots of schools in underserved areas that don't have some of the resources that we have in Virginia Beach and in some of the other school systems. So the opportunities that Black girls might have to be exposed to STEM opportunities, STEM careers, to get internships in STEM, to start to connect and network with people who could potentially, help them get into college, or to to get jobs or internships. They don't have those connections. So I think it's really, really important. I think what you guys are doing is super, super important to help to bring those kinds of resources to girls, regardless of where they are. So let's see. Tell me, Isis, what it was like when it came time to do your customer interviews. Tell me what that was like.
It was well, for the customer interviews, we made a Google form, and basically we all have Instagram accounts, so we made a Google form and we put the link in our bio. We got a lot of good feedback. A lot of people are interested in STEM. I think it was a total of like 97% were like yes, and they were like with the idea of having a STEM program. And some people, like a lot of people, didn't know a STEM program as well. So,
Mhm.
it was interesting to interview people to really see like who knows STEM and who even knows that like what it is and that it even exists and stuff. So it was
Mhm.
really interesting.
Mhm. I'm sure it was. I was interested to see a lot of the feedback that you got. So the customer interviews that you did, Mia, those were really to kind of help you find out what was it that you wanted to know by doing those interviews?
Well, when we did those interviews questions first, we reached out to like a younger audience and older audience too, because um, as we did those research questions, we kind of found out that a lot of people didn't even know like there was actually summer camps for Black women, mainly as for a younger group. So that was really interesting. And doing with that, it was kind of, it was a weird number because I was expecting having a lower percentage of people even knowing about summer camp programs for STEM, because a lot of our schools, and really mainly in Virginia Beach, they don't push the summer program academics for STEM, but mainly for Black women specifically, knowing how low the statistics are for them. So it was kind of a shock. And how we did it is that we kind of really reached out to our younger audience, mainly who are African American women. And we even interviewed the people in BSU, even knowing about any like summer programs and stuff for Black women,
Mhm.
especially STEM. And they were shocked that, there's actually programs out there. So it was pretty interesting.
So you were able to determine that there's a definite need for these kinds of programs in this area, which lets you ultimately know that, you have a solution that is something that people are going to be interested in, that the market is definitely going to um, be positioned to be interested in, simply because there's a need and people are interested and they feel like there's a gap between their interest and what's available out there. So I totally get that. I think that was really cool. Some of the information that you learned, I thought was really cool. Faith, I'll ask you this next question. So which one of you guys was not nervous when it was pitch night? Was anybody?
Everyone was nervous.
Who was freaking out the most?
I
Um,
would say Faith was freaking out.
me,
I think all of us were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a good amount. I was just trying to calm everyone down, but I also was like I don't know, I don't know who was the least nervous. Probably Mia, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I was walking and pacing back and forth. I was terrified.
Oh no. So okay, so tell me, what was your big fear? What was the thing that you thought was that you were afraid of the most?
Oh, I
Um.
was. Oh, go
uh,
ahead.
okay. So when we were doing our, what's it called? What's the first step we had to do to even make it in the pitch night?
Oh,
We had to pitch to
yeah.
like a panel of like a board of advisors,
Hmm.
and basically this one guy, this one judge, I got stopped up on a question, and I felt like that was about to happen to me again, and I really didn't want that to happen. So yeah, go ahead, Isis.
Oh, The question was, wait, what was the question again? Oh, how to wait. Oh,
What was it
I
that you
was,
thought was, what was the terrible thing you thought was going to happen or that made you
I,
nervous?
I was most like fearful of like, I don't know, I guess like of who I was presenting in front of. I'm like, I mean, these are like successful people. They make millions of dollars, and like, it was kind of intimidating because it's like, wow, like I'm talking to like millionaires, like people that have their own chefs. That was like that kind of scared me. I'm like, wow,
Yeah, yeah. Like one person put up all the money for all the prizes, right?
I
Like he
know.
stroked the one check, right?
Hmm.
That's a pretty big deal. So I can
Right.
get it. I can get it. So tell me about that process. What was it like to pitch? Mia, I'll let you start. Like what was that like to stand up and talk about your idea in front of those people?
Ooh, it was for me. It was probably one of the best experiences of my life because initially I do want to become an entrepreneur in the future, and it was a lot of hard work and stuff because I do like sports and stuff, and we all have something to do after school. So us trying to like memorize our lines all the time and trying to make sure everything was perfect and stuff, and then getting to pitch night, it was kind of like we were really nervous because like we actually made it, like we made it through, like this is something
Yeah.
to make a difference. And then like we were just all contemplating like, okay, why would we like mess up or stutter and stuff, or why would we don't get our point across. And I felt like I was gonna talk a lot because I'm a people person, so I like to talk. And I was like, okay, what happens if I talk too much? Or I just felt like, wow, this is it, like we made it. But it was probably one of the best experience, and we even spent the night at the hotel, which it was really, really, really fun. And
Cool.
so, at the experience, we're like, we're gonna make a difference. Like, wow, like this is just our first step. This is only the beginning, and we have so much to go. So it was a good experience.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Isis, tell me what it felt like when Bruce and the other people were like, this is a great idea. Like he jumped on board right away. What was that feeling like?
It felt honestly like it was like a relief because it
Yeah.
was like, I don't know what they're gonna think. I don't know, like, are they gonna be like all for it? Are they gonna be all against it? So I think the best way to describe how I felt was I felt relieved and I was happy.
That's really cool. That's cool. I was so excited to see that they all were energized about your idea. One of the things that we see sometimes with nonprofits is that investors, they don't really buy into nonprofits very much because investors want to make profit, right? They want to make money. And so when you say a nonprofit, they're like, yeah, that's a great idea, but that's not really what we're looking for. And I know you guys had some resistance from your teacher, even trying to
Yeah.
get you kind of to push toward something that was a for-profit idea. And I appreciate the fact that you guys stuck to your guns and said, no, this is the kind of organization we want to create. So tell me what that was like. What is that like to have this kind of idea and then people are telling you maybe what you shouldn't do, or, kind of, your idea is something that's worthy, right? And then you have someone that doesn't quite believe in that. What is that like? Faith, I'll let you
Um,
say.
um, for this specific project, for her to say like when she wanted us to do like things for a profit, in my head I was like, no. Like I was like, no, we're not doing a profit for this type of idea. And because we're doing in underserved areas, and most of the time, a lot of people, a lot of Black women can't get into that type of program because most of them cost money. So we're trying to make that change, and we were just like, no, and we stuck to our nonprofit idea.
Awesome. Awesome. And it paid off in the end, right? That was
Yeah.
a really good idea. And I think that's important. I think it speaks to the drive that entrepreneurs have when we believe in our idea. And not everybody's going to believe in our idea the way we do. And when you see it in your mind and you're like, nope, this is the kind of change I want to create, you stick to your guns. And at the end of the day, you get that big payoff, and that lets you know, okay, I did the right thing. So let's see. So when you guys won, um, tell me first, Mia, how much did you guys win? Tell everyone what exactly you won.
So on the check, they wrote exactly $5,200. And they said that we launch our first event, which is going to be really successful. They said that I think we get an advance of $2,500.
Awesome.
So I
Awesome.
think almost in total, I think we almost won like average of $7,000.
Yes, yes. And there are lots of people who are still interested in working with you. For instance, Dean Carrington at Norfolk State is really interested in working with you guys to help you get to make some progress. So tell me what it felt like when they handed you that big check for $5,000. What was that like?
So when they handed me the check and we were holding it, I'm like, no way. Wait,
Right?
actually what? And they called our name first, and we're just like, all the hard work paid off, and we're like, wow, we made it. It was the best feeling.
The
Best.
best, right? Oh, I know that was so awesome. Like I was just cheesing for you guys. It was so great to see you all standing up there with that check. And you all were just kind of looking like you were total in disbelief. Like you're like, I can't believe this is actually happening. But it was really, really neat to see. So Isis, tell us, do you have a event scheduled? I know you Mia said that when you get your first event done, they're going to give you some more money. So have you guys started planning your event or your, kind of your first steps?
We've been in the process of planning an event. We're trying to figure out some events, more so like in the areas that we want to focus on, like Norfolk and places like that. We haven't yet to be able to find one yet, but we're in the process of looking for some events.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So I noticed that very shortly after you got you won the pitch contest, you guys created a GoFundMe, which was a really great idea. And so I wanted you guys to have the opportunity to talk about why you're raising money and what you're working on. What is that money going to go to? And and then at some point, we will make sure that that link gets put with this interview so that as people see the interview, they can go to your GoFundMe and they can donate and they'll know that they're working with legitimate, real hardworking young women. So, Faith, would you share with us about the GoFundMe and what you're working on?
So, how do I say it? So when they gave us the money, we realized this is a great start off, but we're gonna need more to kind of keep this going. So that's basically what the money is going to from our GoFundMe. Um, in the future for our first event, I feel like I don't know what we're doing. I think we're going on like a business trip type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a yeah. So that would basically go to like our field trips, fundraisers, things like that. Also internships and mentors from other different schools and colleges and things like that.
Okay. So will those funds be used for the young women who are in the Bloom program, or are these things for you all to go and kind of learn about what other programs might be doing? Who would that funding be used for
The girls and Bloom.
in the program? Okay, very cool. So do you have a deadline or a timeline of when you would like to have these funds raised, Mia? Do you guys have an idea of what that's going to be?
So for our first event, I'm hoping like after school is over and probably in June and July we'll launch our first event. And right now we're trying to we might have I think we're gonna have a deadline probably towards the end of the summer. So when we get to our school year, we'll have everything set and planned out. But I think like our deadline, like what we really want the money is in August because we actually have a lot of things planned out what we want that money going towards. And I think after our first event, I think we might be closing in of our GoFundMe page, but we're hoping to at least raise at least $10,000, and that money is going exactly towards our business, but mainly our girls.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you're looking for 10,000 to help support your programs, to make sure that the young women that are in the program have the opportunity to go and see careers in STEM, to start to create a network of people so that they can start to know more about businesses and careers and internships and some of the things that they'll need to know as they get higher up in high school or as they graduate and they're starting to look for their actual career opportunities. So I think this is it's such a great idea. I'm just so very proud of you guys and so excited that you have been able to put this together and that you're still excited to see this project through, that this isn't just a class assignment, that this has become a thing. And what if you guys end up being, successful business partners going into your adulthood? So tell me, we're going to wrap up in a bit, but each of you tell me kind of what is your career goal. Like, what is it that, is it turning Bloom into a really huge, big success, or do you have, some other interests as well, in addition to working with Bloom? Just share with everybody kind of what your interests are. We'll start with Mia.
Okay. So, after high school, my goal is to go to Harvard University because for the business school, because I feel like the networking is just amazing. And initially, my career goal is that I wanted to be a marketing manager and also entrepreneur. And knowing that we had our first success in Bloom, I just realized like, wow, like this is something I can make a career out of, knowing that it is a business and I do want to become an entrepreneur. So I do have other additions, like, I do play basketball currently, and I currently want to play basketball in college too. And if I do successful there, I may go to the WNBA. But knowing that Bloom can be our job and whatever, I think we're going to continue Bloom because I just know it's going to be really successful. But my career goal is that I do want to become a marketing manager. And I think that could happen with this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good. Faith, what about you?
What was the question again? How do we, what?
So just share with us kind of like your interest going forward. Like, once you are maybe out of high school, what are your thoughts in terms of what you want to do? Is it that you want to work with Bloom kind of full time, or do you have other career interests that you want to pursue?
If Bloom, I feel like we can really make a big difference out of this, and I feel like it could get really big. But I really want to be a child psychologist and child therapist for kids with different disabilities. So
That's
I want to go to
awesome.
Spelman. They have a really good psychology program.
That's really good. And I mean, that still fits into what you guys are doing, right? Because those young people still need opportunities as well. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, Miss Isis, what about you? What are your interests and where do you see yourself with Bloom?
In Bloom, I see us being really successful. I definitely see us being able to like make a career out of this. I would like to attend an HBCU college for my first college, that I go to. And I want to have a job that has something to do with traveling. Like whatever job I have, I want to be traveling a lot. So that's something I would like to do as far as career wise. But I feel like Bloom is going to be really successful. I have really high hopes for it. I feel like we can actually like make this a thing and make this a really big organization because it's needed and we're all really committed towards it. And the jobs that like we want to do as well, they go with the program. So it kind of all just comes together.
Awesome. Absolutely right. So I'm thrilled. I want to thank you girls again for the opportunity to chat with you. I don't think I can say it enough. I'm so proud of how well you have all done with the pitching and with, putting your ideas together, and how well you have um, just you've been so easy to work with and so much fun to work with. So I thank you for that, for giving me the opportunity to have some role in what you guys are doing. It's just been so exciting. So we're going to remind everybody that we're going to have a link to your GoFundMe on this interview. We're also going to have your social media because Bloom has social media. Faith, or no, Mia, you're the marketing person, right? So what's your social media handle for Bloom?
Okay, so how we advertise our program is that we have an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and we even went for we do have a website also in addition, and we even went for the having a TikTok account. So mainly how people can really contact us through is probably I would think Instagram and our website and Facebook will probably be our best bet of how people can reach out to us and how we can reach out to them. So we will give people our Instagram and our Facebook, even our website
Okay.
about their coming up events. But I think Instagram it will be our best way to contact us.
So thank you, girls, again so much for taking time to talk to me, and hopefully we'll be able to get this video shared and get more information out to the public about the great work that you guys are doing. So thanks again.
Thank you so much.